Hello, and thank you for clicking on this audio-video link to an overview of the open positions at Ulrich Lifestyle Structures in Fort Worth, Texas. This information is specifically created for candidates that we have put into the pipeline for immediate review. And what this is going to give you is information in addition to what's on the web and what we have available for you to download to assist you in preparing for an interview. So real quick, what this is an audio version of information you're not going to find elsewhere. We're going to cover a little bit more about the opportunity in the company and specifically what are next steps and where you're at in the process. First of all, the candidate pool that we're looking at are for two different opportunities right now, Vice President of Manufacturing Operations and Senior Accountant. So what we've done is we've provided you a downloadable document which provides details about those two positions, and this audio overview is going to cover information about the company and the process that we're in right now. And this again is to prepare you for next steps. So why this is so important is because if we had to schedule an opportunity to talk to you, and then that's got to be put on the calendar, and then there's a screening conversation, and then you scheduling next steps, it just is very time consuming. What we've been able to do is condense all the information you need. So we're basically putting the decision in your hands on whether or not to proceed forward. And then we're going to ask you for some additional information when we're finished. So again, this is for two very specific opportunities, but this overview is specific to the organization and some unique information that you're not going to find elsewhere. The location for the work is actually in Fort Worth, and that is where the corporate office is. There's another manufacturing operation in Cleburne, Texas, but the physical work assignment and where you would be reporting to would be in Fort Worth. This is very time sensitive, so if you're getting this, I would encourage you to take time to review it and look at specifically what are the next steps for you. Hopefully this gives you a competitive advantage because it gives you a chance to maybe pause, rewind, or re-listen to some information. And certainly when we ask you to complete a questionnaire to prepare for an interview, you can think about your answers instead of being on the spot. Like if a recruiter calls you and you've got one shot at answering a question. In this process, you have the ability to craft an ideal answer and get that back to us because that's really, really important. So this is only for candidates that we have already identified. We've probably found your resume or your profile online, like for example on LinkedIn. So we've pre-screened you, we've looked at your background and experience, and we've said you're on target in some capacity. So that's the reason why you're getting this email from us with these very specific next steps. And again, you may be a candidate for the senior accounting position or the VP of manufacturing operations. That's okay. The specific email you have has your specific steps tailored for you specifically. But this audio overview, again, is about the company. Well, congratulations, I guess, is what I should say, first of all, because you're kind of in the middle of the process and you probably don't even realize it yet. Because at this point, we're looking for information from you. We're going to give you a link in the email to a questionnaire where you can complete it and then provide back to us some answers to some very specific questions. We're looking for some details to complement your resume. We look at that very, very closely, and that helps us be able to make a determination on how to proceed forward with you. So if this all sounds super interesting, then we would invite you to take a look at the link to complete the pre-interview questionnaire as next steps. So let's jump into a little bit more about the company because I have some information that I can share that you're not going to find anywhere else. I think if you're the type of candidate, maybe you already are working and you've been presented with this opportunity and it looks really interesting. One of the things that is attractive here is the stability of the organization. They have longevity, they've got a growth track record, they have a backlog of work. I mean, it is awesome for us as a third-party recruiting organization, Proforce, to be able to represent clients like this because they are the ideal kind of company that somebody would want to work for. The stability in the industry, the growth mode that they're in. Another thing that we see of great value is the core values for the organization. when you look at who they are and the fact that they have a faith-based culture, they have a commitment to integrity and honesty and ethics that is fantastic. And that shows up in the way they treat people, the way they treat their customers and their employees. Another thing that we see interesting about this opportunity is there's an opportunity for an internal boost to your professional career. What that means is sometimes you're given or gifted an opportunity to work in a job where you grow personally. It's not just going to work and doing the job. You get stretched. And that's what this opportunity does for somebody. And I'll give some detail around that in a minute. The other is what is a career boost based on external circumstances. And we see that in this opportunity with Ulrich as well, because they're in growth mode and they're in an industry that's actually increasing in value and opportunity. So any organization that manufactures all types of structures is going to continue to be in high demand going forward as we're moving, into 2024 and beyond. So to have all of those things in one organization, in one opportunity, is pretty exceptional. So maybe you weren't even looking for a job and we approached you. I would challenge you to take very seriously in an industry that's also growing. And because of the kinds of internal things that are going on, and I'm going to touch on that in a minute, there's an opportunity for you to grow personally and then grow within the larger industry itself. So many things here look like it's kind of the ideal career opportunity. Let me introduce myself because I mentioned Proforce. My name is Mark, and I am a recruiting manager with Proforce. We are a third-party organization that complements a company's capabilities by providing recruiting support and employer branding. So we're not a staffing company. You're not coming to work for us. We're looking for people that are going to work full-time as a W-2 paid employee with benefits for Ulrich. So that is the goal and the objective. And this is a recruiting model that we developed that gives you the empowerment to be able to have all the information, the good, the bad, the ugly, and then be able to make a decision on whether or not this is right for you. And then away we go. It's really a fast track process from here. So another thing that I would mention is regarding Ulrich, I've said that they've got longevity. They go back to 1990 when Jerry Ulrich was the founder of the company. He founded Bluegrass Portable Buildings. After 10 years, he sold the business and then started what is today Ulrich. It was originally founded as Ulrich Barn Builders in Cleburne, but it continues to thrive as a family-owned and operated company. But what's another thing that's unique is it's a full end-to-end manufacturing, assembly, production, delivery, and retail services company. So you get to see the entire supply chain under one roof. And the opportunity for professional experience is extraordinary here. Now, I mentioned what they build. They are a manufacturing organization that focuses on storage sheds, cabin shells, finished log cabins. Oh my gosh, you should see the website. Like really cool stuff. Playgrounds, playhouses, gazebos, pergolas, decks, including horse barns, barns and garages, outhouses, all kinds of things for outdoor structures. So again, super in demand. Backlog of work continuing to grow. When we look at their culture, that's probably another thing that's really unique because they're not just a company that says our people are our greatest asset. They really actually believe that the relationships that are developed within the organization and within their community are everything. And you see that in the way they treat their people. It also shows up in their core values. One of the core values is grow or die. It literally means we got to continuously improve and push boundaries, take responsibility, learn from mistakes, and never give up. Just keep on growing and going. Another one of their core values is the golden rule. So that literally means having fun in a positive environment, treating other people the way you want to be treated. Okay, so taken right out of the Bible, it's something that we all would want to live by, and it's part of the culture. If a company says it's part of core values, that means it's really, really important. Another one for them is stewardship. And that's being accountable with all the things that are entrusted to you and having integrity, tenacity, and discipline about all the things that are within your scope of responsibilities. And then finally, another one, which I love, it's no gossip. And that is, instead of buzzing about things that are an issue, take immediate responsibility, hold somebody accountable, escalate the issue, drive a conversation that's meaningful and resolves the issue instead of gossiping with others about it and creating rumors. So those are things that are very relational based and really emphasize the fact that it is an organization that focuses on the value of its people. So I mentioned 2 jobs. We're not going to go into detail about the 2 positions because you have a link in the email we sent you to download a full position profile for both the senior accountant position, which is active right now, and the vice president of manufacturing operations. Super cool opportunity for the right person. Both of these are active open jobs now, and what you'll find in the link is a PDF file, which is very robust and has a lot of detail that we've put together just for you. You're not going to find that on their website or anywhere else. We made that for you. With regard to their benefits, okay, well, we could spend a whole half an hour on just their benefit package because it includes all the regular stuff, medical, dental, vision, life insurance, short-term, long-term, all that stuff. They also have a 401k plan, but they have other things as well. And one of the things I would also call to your attention is the fact that they have a lot of intangible benefits and additional perks that really make it a great place to work. When you talk about a great culture and a healthy leadership team and a growth-oriented environment, and I'm going to add, it's a lean manufacturing environment where they're continuing to drive lean production capabilities. So if you are a manufacturing VP candidate, you're going to love being dropped into a place where you can make a difference when it comes to lean operations. So take a look at the downloadable position profile because it includes a more robust view of all of the additional benefits, rewards, and perks associated with the job for the company. So I think kind of in summary, I think the biggest opportunity here is not necessarily the wages. I mean, the compensation is going to be absolutely competitive. And the reason why it's not published is because the company wants a pretty big spread of opportunity, because if you step in and you're an amazing person, they want the flexibility to be able to offer you what is needed to get you to work. So the competitive pay is good, but the benefits are amazing. But even more than that, what I think is priceless is the fact that you're going to have the opportunity to be, as I said, in an organization that is growing. It's investing in growth. It's in an industry that's growing. Okay, that is all amazing. But you're also involved in all types of internal projects and things that are going to stretch you, whether it's lean implementation, lean operations manufacturing, or merger and acquisition activity, or other things. This is stuff that is going to be amazing on a resume. You're going to get 5 years of experience in 2 years kind of thing. So be prepared to hit the ground and work in this type of a role. We want people that are super energetic and willing to get after it, because like everything I've just described is going to require your full focus. But will it be worth it? Absolutely. So take a look also at the specific requirements for eligibility for the position that you are applying to, because it is in the downloadable link. Now, next steps. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, this sounds better than where I'm working. Okay, great. But we need to hear from you. Your next step is to click on that link and complete the pre-interview questionnaire, because there's very specific questions we're asking for from you in that questionnaire to complement your resume. So take a look at that and complete it, and don't be shy. There's some open-ended questions. We want you to sell yourself. If there's something that is about you that is not on your resume, add it to the comments. Give us the information we need to really see how strong you are relative to the requirements. And look, if there's something that you're missing, don't worry about it. There's never a perfect candidate that has bingo across all of the wish list of eligibility, qualifications, and criteria. You may be 80% or 90%. It doesn't matter. If this is something you can be passionate and excited about, then we want to hear from you and we want to consider you for next steps. So I think the last thing I would say is just don't get discouraged if for some reason this isn't the perfect opportunity for you. We will, at some point when we kind of resolve the whole process, or if for some reason you're not qualified from the beginning, we're going to let you know, and we'll give you access to some resources that'll help you on your career journey. We have a bunch of tools and resources related to resumes and interviewing that will help you, and that's the least we can do to say thank you for participating in this process and being a candidate. So with that, I thank you so much for listening and being a part of the process. We look forward to getting your information in the questionnaire, and we will follow up with you on what the next steps are as soon as we get that from you. That's it. Thank you again. My name's Mark, and we'll see you in the process.